We have an annual team, and we have it. This is our third year with Sikkim 365 Radio, 365 Sports. But every year, we send out nominations to counselors at about 80 to 88 high schools in Central Texas. Each school is allowed to nominate one boy and one girl, elite student athletes. They don't have to be valedictorians or salutatorians, but they can be ranked 21st out of 400. But this is the high level, like the Mr. and Mrs. or whoever it would be of a high school. It's hard. There were 88 nominations this year. Not every school participates. Every school gets an email or at least a packet. And we picked our team over the weekend. And the team, the overall title sponsor is Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, thanks to Carl Ellison and also Mike Garrick. Westdale Asset Management with Joe Beard. Southwest Sports Medicine, Matt Rohrer. Alan Samuels, Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat, Ted Teague. Ray Broker Air Conditioning and Heating with Ronnie Kroll. Alliance Bank, Ricky Thompson. U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company with Captain Kizzy. McLean Group with Drayton McLean, the name on the football stadium at Baylor. IdealMRI.com with Dr. Rob Maxey. And also the Waco Foundation with numerous people. Natalie Kalinsky is the one who handles a lot of PR for what they do. Ashley Allison among some others. And then the Baylor Club that gives us a tremendous deal for us to host the banquet. This year we're moving into the presidential suite, which is on the upper near right corner of the stadium near the Brazos River. Looking forward to that. Also, Bubba's 33 will donate to each student athlete a gift card of $100 to their great restaurant in Waco. Hal Whitaker, Louis Englander, private donations, award specialties, Wolf Wholesale Forest, Healer Printing and Office Supply, who help with a lot of what we do, and the newspaper, the Waco Trib, EJ, who handles our ad that we put in the Sunday before the banquet, which this year is May 17th at a Wednesday night. Bill Peterson, Baylor assistant men's basketball coach, assistant to the head coach, Scott Drew. He will be delivering our guest speaking segment, and he's done motivational speeches. He's coached in the NBA. Will be fun to hear from him, too. Here are the winners, and this is in alphabetical order. Each one of these student athletes, you must have a 90 or better, actually a 90, I think 3 or better grade point average, must be a senior, must be involved in athletics, and some are involved in 5 or 6. Preston Batts from Wortham, Karis Dietrich from Axtell. That the asterisk next to a name, if there's a single asterisk, that means they're the valedictorian of their school. The dual asterisk means they're the salutatorian, as Anthony DiMaselli from Teague is. Talia Gibbs from Killeen High School. Julia Cosda from West High School. Mason Kirk from China Spring. Cade Lightsey from Itasca. Canyon Massengill, Whitney. Ellie Mesher from Salado, also a part of the team. That's McKenna Post. That H is not supposed to be there. McKenna Post from Crawford. Sierra Potter from Iredell. Ivory Scott from Waco High. Grace Stalker going to the United States Naval Academy from Abbott High School is on the list as well. And then there should be some others. There's Julia Costa. Nathan Westbrook. Guess where he's going to school?
Where's that?
Harvard from Troy High School. Kelsey Weddegrove from Clifton. Grady Wilson from Riesel is also a part of the team. I hope we got all 20. Jenna Morris from Hubbard. Stefan Nickerson, his brother Jeffrey, about 3 or 4 years ago, was on the team from La Vega. Xavier Payne from Ellison and Killeen, and Reeve Tarter from Midway, who just finished second in the 1,600 meters at the regional meet, will be going to the state track meet. Great stuff, Garrett. Thank you for doing all that. So there are 6 valedictorians and 2 salutatorians. Some of the schools represented in college: Harvard, Stanford, Rice, Texas, Baylor, Oklahoma, Texas Tech, Texas A&M, and they usually have the largest chunk. And then also North Texas. I have Charleston State's a part of this, and there are a couple of other schools that are also on the list.
You know, this was the most – a couple of years ago we had – I remember going through it, and you'd be like, so-and-so high school, Texas A&M University.
It was like 8 or 10
It was like 10 of them all right, and half the classes were going to A&M. And why not? It's a good school. But this year was maybe, I remember going through, like, this is maybe the most diverse set of schools we've had in a long time.
Yeah, no, it is, because there have been years, and A&M, a lot of schools, top 10%, you're in. Baylor's been years we've had none. There's been years we've had nobody from Texas, or we've had a TCU. But this is going to Texas Tech is great. But to have also, let's be honest, Harvard, Stanford, and Rice, with all due respect to everybody else, kind of gives you an idea of how elite this team can be academically. And you don't have to be a star quarterback or the star point guard or the greatest pitcher on a softball or baseball team. You have to be involved. Some are involved in 6 or 7 sports, the smaller schools who you can, and some are really, really good, like in track and field and cross country. Some win state championships, some do individually, some do as a team, but this is the team. We'll honor them Wednesday night. Look forward to Bill Peterson being there. Matt Rohr from Southwest Sports Medicine, when we mentioned we're going to move it from the Baylor Club, which has been where it is, overlooks I-35 and really overlooks the new arena that's being built across the Brazos River. He said, David, the presidential suite view at that time at 7 o'clock at night is going to be spectacular. So that's where we'll be. Each student athlete will get a check for $1,250, a plaque. We hand the girls or their mothers or grandmothers or whoever a long stem rose from Wolf Nursery, Wholesale Nursery. And then there's going to be a full-page ad on May 14th in the Waco Trib that will be a full-page color ad highlighting each of the student athletes and also their school. You'll see them along with everything else about the program. So thanks to everybody who has been a sponsor for many years. Some, Alliance Bank and U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company, are new sponsors for the program this year. Andrea,